Welcome to week number 5 of the study of complicated or the flower bouquet blanket. I'm your host Mikey from the Crochet Crowd. Today will be divided into two parts. This is part A and then there will be part B. And what this means is that there is a lot going on in number 5, so I've separated the video so it's easier for you to follow. So where we are right now, we've just done the split leg stitch over here, and we are about to do some really kind of fun stuff once we get here. So we're going to start transitioning to a chevron. Now, the easiest way to keep counts on stuff like this is to understand that the way that I've written it is that it's from the space of the bottom of a valley to the space of the next bottom of the valley. So when I give you the stitch counts, it does not include the chain 2 spaces that are on the tops of those, or if there's a chain 1, it does not include that. It's just the stitch work itself. So if you ever find that you're going wrong, you can always add in an extra stitch. So just add an extra one if you're missing a stitch, or you can do a 2 together stitch in order to reduce. But this is how the stitch counts will work going forward. So when it says that there's 22 double crochet per petal, it is the space to the space. So it's the valley to the valley going up and over. And it's the easiest way to keep count. So in video number 1 here, we're going to go all the way to round number 20, and there is a crochet diagram that's available to you, just in case you need to see anything like that as well. So we're going to begin our journey next. So let's move on to round number 14. And in round number 14, we're going to use the color C. In my case, it'll be shocking. In C, so in my case, it'll be the white. Let's begin number 14. So any stitch along the outside is just fine. So you can just attach with a slip stitch and chain 3. That'll count as your first double crochet. And then in the same stitch, you're going to apply 2 more double crochet. You're going to create now the chevron space. So it's going to be chain 2, and then in the same space again, apply 3 more double crochet. So we have 1, 2, and 3. So now here, we're going to skip 2 stitches, so 1 and 2, and you are going to do 7 single crochet in a row. So skipping the first 2, do 7 in a row. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. In the very next stitch, you are going to do what is called as a small popcorn. So you'll start off with putting 3 double crochets into the next stitch. Take out your hook, push it on the first one, grab the loop and pull through, and chain 1 will lock it. And now you'll do the next 7 stitches in a row of single crochet. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So once you have that done, you're going to skip the next 2 and do one of those shell works again. So skipping 2, and you'll apply 3 double crochet first. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, chain 2 to create the point, and then 3 more double crochet into the same. So we have 1, 2, and 3. So then you start again the sequence. Okay, so you're starting as if you're here. Okay, so then you skip 2 and you do 7 single crochets in a row. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And because I'm just doing a sliver, I'm running out of stitches. But after the 7 it's going to be a small popcorn, just like you see it here. So it's 3 double crochets that make that up into the same stitch. So we have 1, 2, and 3. Okay, pull the hook out, go into the first one from front to back, put the loop back on, and pull through, and chain 1 to lock. After that's done, it's just like this one. You're going to go in the next stitch for the next 7, skip 2, do the shell work of 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet into the same one, skip 2, do 7, small popcorn, 7, and so on. You'll complete that all the way around for round number 14. So coming all the way around, there will be a small popcorn here, 7 single crochet, skipping the final 2 before just slip stitching it to join. And you're going to get rid of this color and get ready with the color A as you begin your journey to round number 15. So please do that, and I'll be right back in a moment. Let's begin round number 15 with the color A. In my case, it's gray. So I'm going to begin, and we're always going to start off in a point. Okay, so you can really see it now. But what I need to do, based on my own experience as a designer, I can't even believe I'm calling myself that, but what we have here is that we really need to lift this off, because if we keep it just this little indentation, it's not going to be really effective. So what we need to do is start skipping some stitches right in this round in order to really create that lift. So starting off in the point, you're going to just going in and just attach with a slip stitch, and you are going to then chain a total of 3. So 1, 2, and 3. Place 2 more double crochet into the same point, and the point will still have a chain 2 to create that space, and put in 3 double crochet into that point. So by putting an extra stitch here in the point like this, it's going to help lift it off. So the first stitch always out from these points always gets hidden. Do you see how it's kind of hiding over top of this one? So you're going to have to yank it aside to reveal the top of this stitch. Most people don't think to do that when they're doing this stuff. And all I need you to do is just the first 2 out of this, not all 3, are each going to be a double crochet. Noticing that I'm going up over top of the straggler, I'm kind of hiding it into position to save myself some grief later. I need to skip the last double crochet in the first single crochet to help push that lift up. And then once that's done, we're just going to do the next 6 stitches in a row. Okay, so skipping those 2 and just do the next 6. And this should take you to the stitch right before this popcorn. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So the next stitch is the popcorn. So you're just going to jump over that, okay, when you go to do this. So jump over that, and if you have 6 on this side, just remember it's like a mirror. So you have to do 6 on the other side of that popcorn. So, and if you're ever not sure, you have to skip the first double crochet and the first single crochet here on this side. So if you're not sure which one is the one, you know that there's only 6. So if you skip this one here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, these popcorns give the illusion of always 2 stitches, just in case it helps you to know. So skipping over that popcorn, just do 6 in a row. Okay, so you're going to skip the last single here, the first double of that point. So you're just going to do the final 2 before hitting a point. So skipping 2, do the final 2. Now you have a new point to do, and it's just like the other one. There's going to be 3 double crochet to start. So we have 1, 2, 3, chain 2, and 3 double crochet. So it's going to be how you know to go down the other side. So you're only going to use the first 2. See how the first one's always covered? Just pull it back to reveal it if you don't see it. Do the first 2. This is how stars end up turning wonky on you when people miss that stitch. So first 2, skip the last double and the first single, and do the 6 going to the next small popcorn. Okay, and then you skip the small popcorn and just do exactly. So the stitch counts that you have are from this small popcorn to the small popcorn is the stitches in between. So it will say that there's 22 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 11 is half of this, so that's right. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. So 11 and 11 gives you the 22. So that's how you're going to be able to know how many stitches per side, so per point. So let's do that. I'll see you at the end of round number 15, where we get rid of the color A and move on to the color E. So going all the way around, you skip the, coming into here, you skip the single and the first double and just do the final 2 double crochets like that. And so then you'll slip stitch to the top of the first chain 3, and that's it. So do you see how it kind of went from a little bump to a bigger bump, and this is going to get continually bigger. Let's break this color and move on to the color E. In my case, that'll be grapey next. So let's begin in any point that you have, a chain 2 point, and then just chain 3. So join in chain 3 and just put 1 more double crochet in here. So the point is going to be slightly different this time. So chain 2 and 2 more double crochets. So the points are 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet. We're going to start creating texture on this round. And in this round, what we're going to do is that you're going to start off with a front post double crochet around the first one here. And you're going to alternate between front post and back post. And you're going to stop in the stitch before these two. Okay, so you're going to stop right here. Okay, so you always kind of have to skip stitches in the center to create that chevron look. So we're going to do a front post double crochet around the first one, and then a back post double crochet, and you're going to alternate between the 2 of those all the way to that marking point that we'll have. So I don't know if you officially need to count the stitches when you're doing this. You just do it and you look for the visual to make your life a lot easier. Whatever floats your boat. So I'm looking for the stitch before here. So this one. That stitch should be a back post double crochet, if I've done it right. So this is the last stitch, and it is a back post double crochet. You see that? So you skip the middle 2 of the valley, and then you're going to go in the one after. And so this is a mirror of this one. So this one's a back post, so the first one has to be a back post. So skipping 2 and go to the third and do a back post double crochet to start, and keep alternating between back post now, and then the next one is a front post and back, and you do that all the way to the next point. The stitch before the point should be a front post double crochet if your counts are right, and it is in my case. So then your point will be the same as what you know it, so it's 2 double crochet, chain 2, and 2 double crochet. So you're going to repeat what you know all the way around. So you're going to do front post, back post, front post, back post, all the way until you get to see the 2 middle. You leave those empty. And then the one before, it should be a back post, and the one after it should be also a back post to keep the sequence going perfectly. So just keep repeating this all the way around for round number 16. And coming up all the way around, and like before, the last stitch before point should be a front post double crochet if your sequence is right. You're going to slip stitch to the top of the first chain 3, and this is it for this color. So you're going to move on with color D as in next, and in my case it'll be lavender, and I'll be right back in a moment. Round number 17, you're going to start in at any point, just attach chain 3 and put in another double crochet. So the corners on this one here, the chevron points, will be 2 double crochet, and then chain 2 and 2 double crochet. So this is just a double crochet round. So the easiest way to determine this is that right where the 2 middles as you're coming down is going to be the ones that you're going to skip. Okay, so if you trust your counts, you don't really need to count, you just got to look for it. But in this case, if you need to count, then you were just going to double crochet the first 11. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. And if you see the count there, see that these are the middle two, ignore those. So jump over those and start on the next one, and you're going to do 11 up to the next one, or just until you get there. So this is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11 takes you to the point. So in the point is going to be 2 double crochet, chain 2, and 2 double crochet. Okay, so you can either look when you're coming back down, it's either 11, or just look for the 2 middle to skip, 11 back up, and then your points. 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet. Please do this around for round number 17. So coming up to around to the end, just a slip stitch to the top of the first chain 3. You're going to keep this color, and then you're going to move on to round number 18 next. To begin number 18, you're going to slip stitch yourself to the first chain 2 space right here. So just slip stitch over twice. And it's going to be a repeat of the last round, but what you have to do is skip the 2 middle right in the valley here, just like you did before. So chain 3 and double crochet in, and the corner is going to be the same, so it's going to be chain 2 and 2 more double crochet in. So it's 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet. So this time, starting in the first one, you're going to go down 12. Okay, so you go down 12, skip the 2 middle, and then go up 12, which will take you to the next point, and then do your 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet. So it's just a repeat of what you just did, and you're still skipping over the middle here in order to make this a really defined round of this color. This is round number 18, and I'll be back in a few moments. So coming all the way around, just make your way up, a slip stitch to the top of the first chain 3. You're going to get rid of this color and move on to the color E, and we're moving to that next for round number 19. Round number 19. You'll notice in the crochet diagram for this that the one symbol is red, and you'll be seeing that because the sequence is out of sequence in order to make this happen. So last time we did front post, back post, we started off with front post, back post, front post, back post, but because there's an extra stitch, we can't just do that easily. We have to make sure that we start off with 1 stitch, and then we can do the opposite itself in order to get to the middle where we skip over, and it will make sense once you do it. So we're going to start off with the very point, and you're going to attach, and you're going to chain 3. So 1, 2, 3, and then double crochet back in. And your points on this one here will be 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet. Okay, so that you'll have that every time around. So the very first stitch out is the one that's out of sequence, and the out of sequence one here is going to be the front post double crochet. So now you can alternate between the next 2 stitches all the way until you get to the stitch before the indentation of the valley. So you're just going to do back post, front post. Okay, so it's the easiest way to write this thing. So back post, front post, and keep doing that until you get to the stitch before the valley. So I really like back post double crochet and front post, if you haven't noticed that in my designs. I just like the texture it does, and I like the flexibility of the stitch as well. It provides some elasticity to it. So this is the last stitch. Okay, because I can see the two middle, see how it's reaching over, and it's also a front post double crochet. So when we jump over, we have to match like a mirror. So we jump over the two. The first one has to be a front post double crochet, and that's out of sequence, meaning that the next two in a row are going to take you all the way to the point. So the next one is going to be back post double crochet, and then the next one's front post, and you keep alternating between the two till you get to the point. So back post double crochet and front post is always an even number, but there was an odd number of stitches going down the hill and back up. That's why it's out of sequence. Still works. You just got to pay attention to that. And that's why I colored it red in the diagram, to call your attention to it. So the last stitch should be a front post double crochet. And you see that it was a front post double crochet when we came down. So you can see it's all matching each other. So in the point, you start again. So 2 double crochet, chain 2, 2 double crochet. So then you start with the first one, which is out of sequence, so it's going to be a front post double crochet, and then you do your back post, front post, back post, front post, all the way until you get to the center point of the valley, and then jump on over and do exactly like this. And you'll do that all the way around from round number 19. So coming all the way around, the last stitch before the point, like the rest of them, it should be front post double crochet. You're going to join with a slip stitch to the top of the first chain 3, get rid of this color, and in the final round of this video, we're going to move on to the color B. In my case, that'll be shocking pink next. Round number 20 is your final for today, and you are going to then just insert into the tip, any tip will do, chain 1 and single crochet in. So you're going to chain 2 to create the point and single crochet. So the chevron points are going to be 1 single crochet, chain 2, 1 single crochet. You can either count the stitches as it states on the pattern to go down, and it's 1 single crochet into the 14, but you just got a single crochet until the stitch before these come over, and then just jump over those 2 and go up. So coming down, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. So 14 proves that it's right, so you're going to skip over the 2 middle. So skip over those, go to the third one over, and go 14 up. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. So then your point will be 1 single crochet, chain 2, 1 single crochet. If it were me and I'm confident on my count, I would not count down 14 or count 14 up. I would trust myself, just making sure I'm skipping over the 2 middle. But if something is wrong, just make sure that you do only have 14 going up and down. And I'll see you at the end of round number 20. So coming out to the end, I'm just going to slip stitch to the first single crochet, and we are going to break this color. And what we need to do going forward now is that we need to go to your next video. But just to recap really quickly, you'll notice how we went from a round circle and then we started really lifting off, and it's because of my strategy here in order to make that happen. And this is going to get more and more defined as we move on into part B. And I'll see you on the next video.